But I don't wanna. I'm so tired because I ate so fast. Oh, this is a cute kitty though. Look at these little paws. Touching your paws. Oh. She's so cute. Fuck me running. Ugh. No. Oh my god. Oh my god. Wait a second. Okay, chapter 12. Abby was still asleep when I woke the next morning. It was still early, so I just relaxed and watched her sleep for a while. I mean, like, do people watch other people sleep? But not for, like, a long time, right? Like, when does it border on creepy? Like, I don't know if anybody's ever watched me sleep. But when does it, like, when do you not? And I've never watched anybody sleep, so whatever. At some point, to my surprise, Abby said with her eyes still closed, "Why are you staring at me, James?" Sadie, why did you jump up just to jump down, just to jump up? Pleasantly caught off guard, I said, "Oh my god," and started to laugh. She replied, "I got you, creeper." Oh god, so self-aware. But, like, not self-aware. Like, it's just, like, stupidity at this point. Now laughing with me. I felt so silly, but replied, "I don't regret it. You look so beautiful." Oh, their relationship sure is built on a lot of good stuff here. She pulled the blankets up to rest just under her eyes, laughing in disbelief. Kind of like how you lifted the blankets up to your face when fucking, what's her name, the girl your age didn't want to snuggle with you. Sorry, that was mean. It wasn't mean. I just don't care. Just then a knock sounded off on the door. Sounded off, really? And my mom said, "Hey, you're not going to school today. You're helping me pack." This is a very responsible adult, I guess. We both replied, saying, "Okay, Mom." My heart fluttered hearing Abby call my mom, well, Mom. Fuck you, Greg. Fuck you a million times. And please put a period inside a quotation. There's no way, there's no real reason to ever put a period outside of a quotation. I looked at Abby in disbelief. Oh my god. You're fluttered, you're disbelief. What the fuck? She looked back and said, "What? She could be my mom one day." Oh my god, you guys have been going out for a fucking month. Seeing her say that. Why? Seeing her say that. Okay. Made my eyes feel like they were about to water. Crying? Crying? Is that a foreign concept to you, Greg? This is what Sadie does now. She puts one paw on the ground. I love that her little bean toes are black. Oh, because she's in a little tuxedo. So cute. Oh, God. I was so happy to see how serious she was about us being together. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. You are the master of telling and not showing. Oh, my God. Abby and I got dressed so we could help my mom. See? I carried most of the boxes and smaller furniture by myself to the truck because Rick wasn't going to be there until later that night. Okay. It also made me feel good about myself, as my mom and Abby would compliment how strong they thought I was every time I walked out with something heavy. Why does everybody in this book, like, serve to, like, just suck James's dick? I don't understand. Quite a few hours into working, my mom called Davis over to help after school was over for him. Like, okay. Davis seemed kind of upset with me still, but he was at least smiling more, which I was happy to see. Alright. Like, your mom calls Davis over. Like, you don't call your own friend over. I'm gonna have you snuggle. You're gonna snuggle and you're gonna like it. No, never mind. Oh, my mom asked if I could pick up more box tape from the store. She knew I loved driving her car, or any car for that matter, so she tossed me the keys. Abby was going to go, but my mom asked her to stay behind and help pack up her room. Davis, want to ride in a car with a total loser? I asked, jingling the keys. Oh my god. Like, why all of a sudden now are you a total loser? Yeah, of course I do, buddy. Period. Close quote. Smiling slightly, but did not sounding as happy as he normally did. Ah! Oh, come on! Oh, that's exactly how it's written. Yeah, of course I do, buddy, smiling slightly, but did not sounding as happy as he normally did. Fuck me with a wooden fork. What? As we drove... Ew, did you notice my voice? That was so gross. As we drove down the road, Davis asked me a lot of questions about Abby, like how serious we were, and if I thought she was the one. Oh my god, you are babies. He then asked, but don't you ever think about other people romantically? I replied, no, she's literally the center of my world, Davis. Listen. Like, friends don't talk like that. Do you not think of other people romantically? Like, good friends don't talk like that, okay? Like, when I talk with my girlfriends, we are much more candid than that about stuff, you know? I just find it very strange. Like, you know, what the fuck why are you playing with my phone? Like, you're with somebody... And, like, if they're in a committed relationship, like, they're obviously not going to think of other people romantically. They may want to fuck other people. Like, that's totally normal. But, like, if they don't, like, then what's the big deal? I don't know why I'm talking about this shit. Like, I don't know. I'm just expounding on, like, my definition of things versus Greg's definition of things. Because Greg has always championed, like, true love and how, like, the one and only person that is for you is, like, completely perfect for you in every single way. Like, maybe I'm just, I don't know. I wouldn't call it realistic. Maybe it's a bit more pessimistic, I would say. But I don't believe in the concept of soulmates. I believe in people having connections with each other, and some are just more intense than others. Can you not fuck with my phone? What are you doing? You're such a little cutie patootie. Now move it. I gotta... Excuse me. I'm sorry. Oh, she's so cute. She's such a nice lady. She's such a nice lady. Oh, I just want to bite her. I just want to bite this face off. Just bite it. Just right here. Just bite it off. He looked really upset by this. I asked, you don't like Abby? And he replied, no, I like her just fine. We approached the store and got out. You approached the store and then got out of the store? As we walked in, he made fun of my shoes, likely trying to get away from the awkward conversation we had about Abby. Like, friends should talk about their relationships with their friends. Right? Once we were in the store, he had started wrapping tape around his head, contorting his face while dancing around and looking totally freaky. People have made this comparison online, but, like, he is Denny from The Room. Like James isn't Johnny because James actually has said complete sentences. Hey, I said, I have to pay for that. Period. Close quote. Lowercase he. He then turned to me looking completely goofy as he mimicked what I said with his warped taped face. Greg, like, tell us what looking goofy means. What does that mean? Looking like Goofy, the big, like, fucking, like, walking dog from Disney? Like, what does looking goofy mean? That has so many different connotations. What does it mean? Like, have a goofy expression on his face? Like, one eye is, like, cocked to the side, like, cross-eyed kind of thing? Or, like, you know, people, like, they cross their eyes and then move one? I don't think I'm doing it. Let's see if am I doing it. Cross eyes, and then Ow, fuck my eyes up. Hey, I got to, pay, for that, he said with his his amazing comedic timing. That is something Greg knows nothing about, and I literally slapped my knee. That was a knee slapper. Oh, Jesus Christ. I immediately began laughing hysterically. So did I, but for a completely different reason. Only to shortly after realize I was the only one in the store who was even remotely amused. So what? Like, nobody else is, like, sitting around, like, watching this guy. Like, what is... I've got to pay for that, duh. Fuck you. Walking up to the cashier, Davis still with tape still all over his face. That's how it's written. I said, can you also ring up this whole thing, making a gesture at the various tape rolls attached to his face. The cashier remained disinterested, but complied using their remote scanner. Davis smiled, putting his arms up like a ballerina, spinning as they scanned the tape hanging from his head. Like, just scan the roll. Like, why are you scanning, like, bits and parts of the tape? You can say his stupid foot. You're such a stupid foot. Stupid feet. Like, stupid feet. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! You're such a butt. We giggled as they gave us our bags and we left. Who's they? Ow! You see your mouth open?
Oh, he's so cute, I can't stand it.
On the way out, Davis wasn't done yet. He turned to everyone in the store and screamed, "Hi-ho, silver lady, Mammy Poppy Sickle."
Sadie, why did Greg write this book? Why did Greg think that was funny? Can you explain that to me, please? Please explain that to me. Please explain that to me. I don't understand. I'm gonna bite your feet off. I'm gonna bite.
Oh my god. His antics made no sense, yet still caused me to laugh even harder than I had before. I screamed as I headed into the parking lot. Oh, sorry, I totally just missed a piece of dialogue. Come on, Davis! I screamed as I headed into the parking lot. Okie dokie, Captain Derp, he screamed back. Greg is 29 years old. He's married. And he has a child. And to him, a teenager screaming incoherently at a full grocery store is the most hilarious thing he can imagine. Enough to put it in a book. This is some 50 Shades of fucked up bullshit. And I'm sorry, honey. I realized that I was writing a little bit today of my book, and I realized I made like 5 50 Shades references, but like I'm not even like I'm overtly making fun of it. Is that the word I'm looking for? Like blatantly making fun of 50 Shades of Grey. Because I don't give any sort of fuck. My book is self-aware, but that's the point. It's the meaning of it. You'll see if you ever read it. I don't know what's gonna happen with that, but I like it so far. Oh my god, Sadie. Her claws came out. But they're all trimmed because I trimmed them yesterday. As we drove home, despite having to pull the tape off his face in a painful fashion, Davis seemed much happier. It was nice to get his mind off the number of things I imagined were bothering him. Really? Because I haven't seen any, like, kind of indication that something was bothering him from that whole fucking interaction you had. After a few more hours, we had finished packing up everything my mom was taking with her. So, like, that little store event, like, what was the point of it? Other than to give us, like, insight into Davis's, like, childlike mind. My sister was pretty unhelpful the whole time, mostly just moping around the house, barely speaking at all. So why is the sister going? Like, isn't the sister older? Why does the older sister get to, like, have to go live with mom and stepdad while a 17-year-old minor gets to stay in a house with his girlfriend that he's known for a month? What kind of world is this? Sadie, your stupid claws, I want to bite them. I approached my mom to ask about her. Mom, why is Lisa so bummed out? I said. My mom stood up and said, close the door. I closed the door only to ask again. Fuck you, man. This time my mom answered. A boy she liked, Matthew, died in the shooting. I had only heard about him in passing. No, you didn't hear about him in passing. This guy fucking helped him out of the fight that he had. Like, what do you mean you heard about him in passing? But it became clear my sister wasn't just giving her heart to every other guy she met like I had assumed. Fuck you, you asshole. Jesus Christ. I'm saying fuck you to Greg so many times in this chapter. My mom continued. She said everything about the school reminds her of him. That's why she's coming with us. Okay, I totally just answered my own question, but like it's also like so show don't telly. Like when he's like, oh, like my sister's going with us. She's like, I don't want to talk about it, and then we don't find out until like the next chapter. Why do you want to claw my? Do you see her little claws? Close your mouth, silly girl. Ew, your breath stinks, Sadie. I thought for a moment and replied, but she's a senior. Won't that mean she has to graduate late? My mom answered, she'll do what she has to do. They'll hopefully recognize her current grades and transfer them. But either way, she's done with this place. Okay. It just seems so like, why couldn't you have this conversation with your sister? Like, mom has to be the expositor again. I sighed and left the room without poking any further into my sister's business. Sisters. He didn't even put an apostrophe. As I walked back to my room, I saw Abby sitting on the bed. Abby, want to drop off Davis with me? So how did Davis get to the house to begin with? She smiled and said, yep, I called out for Davis and we all got into my mom's car. Hi, cutie. Once again, Davis didn't seem too comfortable with Abby. Him having to take the back seat, I'm sure, didn't help either, but he tried to make polite conversation. We dropped him off and waited to see him make it all the way inside. Before he closed the door, he screamed, you look like a couple of stalkers. God. We laughed and he grinned really big. Oh my god, only to slam the door. He grinned really big. Sadie, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you wiggling? Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. As we drove back home, Abby asked if we could stop by a nearby park. I replied, noting that it was getting late. But she said she had something she wanted to experience with me. Ooh, so deep and so cute. Pulling up to the park, she pointed out a specific spot, and I slowed to stop as I could get to where she wanted. That was a fucking horribly worded sentence. Ugh, sorry, oh my god, so much Chipotle. I am so tired. Like, I'm going into a food coma. I ate so fast. And so much. Abby got out and rested on the warm hood of my mom's car. I said, how about that? I didn't take you for the stargazing type. 'Cause you fucking barely know her, you dipshit. She smiled and replied, it's not just stars, this is everything. You could look at every part of the earth and you still wouldn't see as much as you would if you just looked up at the night sky. Looking at the universe has always helped me escape this tiny little life of mine. Oh my god, he put the incorrect quotation mark there. He did open quotes there instead of close quotes, and I spit on my computer again. And by computer, I mean phone. Oh my god. So many incorrect things just happened. I smiled, once again comforted by almost everything her mind had to share with me. I slid on the hood next to her and looked up at the stars as well. What if stars were like birds and they took craps on us? Do you say this shit to real girls, Greg? Because I can guarantee you no girl wants to put up with this bullshit. Wait, what am I doing? Go on the couch! Oh my god. What the fuck happened? I think Sadie was on the couch and I just threw my sweatshirt, like, on her. I'm sorry. I'm sorry! I didn't know you were there! She's giving me this crazy look. Sadie. Such an asshole. Oh, just like me. This is why I'm raising her to be an asshole. I said as she interrupted with a sarcastic laugh. Stop, just stop, you're stupid. I laughed and out of nowhere asked a question that oddly surprised us both. Do you think we'll have kids someday? Whoa! Pump the brakes, pump the brakes. She tilted her head and responded jokingly. Whoa, too fast. I just wanted to look at the entire universe with you, that's all. Anybody that's, like, in the hallway and, like, listening to me talk, like, you can hear kind of some stuff from the hallway only. Like, I can't hear anybody else's, like, house, actually, but you can hear stuff in the hallway. I'm sure people think I'm knucking futs. Ugh. I laughed again and teased her by saying, you're right, no kids. Ironic! She sat up, no, I want kids. I smiled, having gotten exactly the response I wanted. Fuck you and your fucking creepy, manipulative psycho words. And then said with a huge grin, gotcha. Close quote, period. Fuck! It's like, ugh! She became more serious and asked, you do? I answered somewhat cryptically. Every significant moment in my life I want to share with you. She smiled and leaned in to kiss me. She then spoke under her cherry-smelling breath. Gross. Fucking banaka. Every significant moment to come in my life will be significant because of you, James. I was overwhelmed with emotion. Oh, tell us all about that emotion. Since Abby and I began dating, I felt more purpose, more value in my life than I had ever known. Yeah, you have somebody that you can fucking psychologically, manipulatively control. Stop it. Stop. You're an asshole. I don't like you anymore. Just kidding. Abby and I looked at the stars a little longer and headed home to spend yet another night in each other's arms. Oh boy. Chapter 13. Christmas was closing in on us, so Abby found herself often talking about her excitement for what gifts she was going to get me. I am excited to be getting you gifts. That's what she's talking about. That's it. Like, that's how it's worded. Did you know that I'm excited to get you gifts? I am excited to get you gifts. Like, shut the fuck up. I was just happy that I would be spending the holiday with her exclusively, as my mom had already moved out and planned to spend the holidays with Rick up on the ski slopes. Not at a ski resort, just on the slopes. They're gonna create igloos on the side of the fucking mountain and stay there. It was our last day of school before winter break, which pretty much guaranteed us freezing as we waited for the bus. Why can't you just say we were cold waiting for the bus? Or, like, waiting for the bus was cold. Like, oh, God. This is just not... Ugh. Like, I just don't believe that this is, like, the thoughts and the narration of somebody's, like, internal fucking mind, you know? Like, it's just so... Ugh. To my surprise, Davis welcomed us both as we climbed on. He shouted... Every time Davis shouts, I die a little inside. If it isn't Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus, C-L-A-U-S-E, here to bring joy and love to everyone. We both smiled, and I could see Abby was quickly becoming just as enchanted by Davis as I was. Whoa, holy crap. My mom texted me about something about fencing, and I'm just done with fencing. My mom's like, did you know this guy when you fenced? Like, yes, I did. I knew everybody! Abby sat down with me only to quickly huddle next to me for warmth. Did you slip on the ice on the way over, Mr. Claus? Oh my god, Greg, do you even know how to spell Santa Claus? Jesus Christ. C-L-A-U-S-E is clause, like a clause of a thing. Sorry, my brain just stopped. Like a clause of a fucking, like, indictment. Not like Santa Claus. C-L-A-U-S. It's like Klaus. Fucking. Oh, God. He's a cool guy. Okay. Fucking, Davis asked. I replied, no ho ho. And grinned. He said, no, but really, I'm surprised they didn't cancel school. It's kind of super crazy out. What the fuck does that mean? The bus driver screamed, sorry about the lack of heat. They gave me a pretty crappy bus. They said I couldn't handle the other B-U-S-S-E-S or some junk like that. Like, why is the bus driver fucking eavesdropping on students' conversation? Davis leapt up, shouting back, no, I'm gonna die. This is where I'm gonna die. Yeah. We love you, Mr. Bus Driver. You saved our lives. Except you let a student off to fend for himself during an active shooter. The driver then, he spells buses B-U-S-S-E-S. Like, how did your spell check not fucking say, that's incorrect. Booses. Sadie, what are you running about? You so crazy? You're so silly, but you're so cute. You're so cute. Oh my goodness. The driver then asked, oh yeah, what's my name? Davis replied almost instantly, well, what's my name? The bus driver responded, I asked first. What the fuck? Davis said again, well, I'll just call you Superhero for now. The bus driver laughed as Davis sat back down giggling. Like, you didn't even give the bus driver a name. So, like, obviously Davis doesn't know it. As the bus pulled up to our school, we could see the early stages of what would likely be heavy construction. You just completely changed tenses in the middle of a sentence. Fucking moron. I asked the bus driver what was going on, and he replied, well, ever since that shooting, you guys have become quite the symbol of hope for the country. Wow, okay. Pretty sure the president has a hand in paying all these workers double what they'd usually make to get all these renovations done by the time winter break is over. The president is paying them. Yeah, President Obama just went into his wallet and pulled out his checkbook and was like, I got this, you guys, don't worry. I don't know why I just made him Southern. Like, well, you know, I'm President Obama, and I'm gonna pay you because you're a symbol of hope. I don't fucking know. As we stepped onto the cement walkway just outside the bus, we could hear large chunks of salt crumbling under our feet. Oh, okay. Oh, Davis busted out with more antics. Sadie, no! Oh. It's clawing at my leather chair. Whoa, this salt is super slippery, he said as he stumbled around like a drunken uncle on ice. Abby and I said goodbye to Davis as we as he did another goofy impression while we walked away. God damn it. God damn you, Davis. I hugged Abby and kissed her before we also parted ways. As I turned, she slipped a note in my pocket. I turned and said with a smile, "Really?" She responded, "I know, but I wrote it while you slept last night, so what you gonna do?" What do you mean, really? Like, it's a fucking note. Who gives a shit? Walking off to class, I reflected on the lingering feeling I had, like I was living a life that was too good for me. Oh my god. Stop. Just stop. Just fucking stop and give us a story! It was as if everything had worked out despite me having an underlying sensation that I had yet to earn my happiness. But I suppose that comes with the constant self-inflicted reminder of how small I am in the world. See what I'm doing? I'm, like, this is killing me softly with his words. With his words killing me softly. With stones to Abbigale. Bow, 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 bow. Fuck. What am I doing? I need to go to bed soon. Oh god, here comes some more bullshit. To me, love was really the only thing that kept me going. I felt like someone who had swam too far in the ocean but somehow found a piece of driftwood to cling to. For me, that one piece of wood just wasn't some random object in the ocean. It was my life. This simple piece of wood represented my capacity to love and my only hope of staying alive. Wow, okay. Abby didn't just give me hope, but she also a promise that so long as I had her, I would never slip back into the numb existence I was living in before. My reaction to that is, if you are putting all your eggs in one basket, aka all your love is in one person, that you basically become alive again once you find somebody, that relationship is doomed. Because it is so insanely codependent. That's just how I'm seeing it. I think it is better if you know who you are and you don't rely on somebody else for your own happiness. That's how I see it. I don't know, if I were to have a boyfriend right now, it wouldn't be a completion of me. It would be like, here's me, here's this complete circle, and then like here comes this like extra added bonus, and it's like, oh, this is awesome. Let's Venn diagram and be cool together, you know? It's like that. I don't know. Ugh, I just don't know. I don't know. I sat in Washington State history class and tried to open the note Abby wrote me, but Mr. Hanson immediately gave me a dirty look, as he should, because you're a teacher's assistant. He then lurched up out of his seat, wiped his forehead, and walked over, putting his hand out to receive the note. Oh, God. You know there's no note reading in this class. Give it to me, James, he said without any sign of compassion. Why the fuck would he have compassion? You're trying to read a note in a high school class. Like, some of us got away with it, but most of us wouldn't. Mr. Hanson was mostly a nice guy. No, you told us he had an anger problem. No? But he rarely joked around with class rules. I thought he wouldn't be as hard on me. Hard on. As I was his TA next period, but I was clearly wrong. Fuck you. I had to think fast, so I replied saying, sorry, I have to go to the bathroom. Why does this guy think he can just fucking flout all these rules? I don't understand. I stood up quickly and walked out of the class as Mr. Hanson blurted out, I said, give me the note, James, ignoring his command. I pushed my way into the restroom down the hall. Wow, you have fucking lightning speed. Like, all of a sudden, you're in a classroom and then you're in the fucking bathroom. Down the hall and locked myself in a stall. Like, oh my god, fuck you. I opened the note to find the following. : Oh god, here we go. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. Oh my god, this is this is all a note. Oh my god, it keeps fucking going. It keeps going, and he doesn't even use quotations correctly. Oh my god. Oh. Oh. Oh, here we go. Ready? I'm gonna do this in my Southern Belle accent, because I liked doing that. Plus, it's Abby speaking, so ready? James, I'm lying here next to you, ironically watching you sleep despite my previous jokes about you doing the same. I want to talk to you so badly right now, but I don't want to wake you, especially not with what I have to say. I keep telling you I don't want anything to be hidden between us, and I mean that. You haven't asked me about what I initially spoke to you about behind the church regarding the letter you wrote me. God, even your letters within letters, even like your books within books are boring as fuck. I told you about friends that I had taken advantage of me, and later I showed you my many scars. Yeah, we were there! We were there! We know! But I haven't told you everything, James. You should hear everything. You deserve to know everything. Mrs. Robertson was supportive of me when I came to her about being raped. Oh, okay, wow, Jesus Christ. She even helped me make sure the boys responsible saw their day in court and were expelled from the school. Oh, okay. I'm having a really hard time even writing this, and I'm having a hard time even reading it. But, James, I was going to, as a result of what those boys did, I became pregnant. Well, who writes like that? Like, who writes a letter like that? I told Mrs. Robertson and found out after that she is extremely pro-life, and I mean extremely. I told her I didn't want to give them the satisfaction of bringing their child into this world. It would only be one person's child. Why are you using their? But she kept saying I shouldn't punish another person for the actions of their biological father. You know what? If she's a minor, actually, I don't know the law. Like, a guidance counselor can't dictate what a minor should do. Like, right? I don't understand. I was dating Seth at the time. I didn't tell Seth. Okay. I didn't tell Seth who had raped me because I knew he was psychotic, but I still cared about him and I didn't want him to throw his life away by doing something he couldn't take back. Even your letters are full of run-on sentences. Fuck me. Obviously, I couldn't change the path he was going down. He saw my behavior change as the pregnancy progressed. After a while of seeing the state I was in, he asked me to admit to him what he suspected. So, basically, poor Abby is just fucking, manipulated by every single guy that she's with. Okay. I refused to tell him anything, and he told me to leave it alone, so he threw me against the wall. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I refused to tell him anything, and he told him to leave it alone. So he threw me against the wall and demanded I admit what I was hiding. Once I confessed he was pregnant, he, without hesitation, punched me repeatedly in the stomach. This poor fucking girl has been abused more ways than I can count at this point. And the solution is for her to be in a relationship with a psychotically manipulative 17-year-old? This poor girl has to, go somewhere and figure out herself. But, oh my god! So many bad things happen to her! Jesus Christ! What more else can we find out that she has to be sacrificed? in like a pagan ritual? Like, God. Oh. I was sobbing and he just kept yelling at me, telling me everything was my fault. Despite me trying to protect my stomach, he would just pull my hands away so he could punch me again and again. Holy fucking shit, this is insane. This is insane. My father walked in on Seth yelling at me and he demanded Seth leave, but Seth refused. I screamed at Seth that we were over from the floor where I was laying. I kept telling him it was over. Okay, so you weren't like in insane pain at like a miscarriage that you probably just had? With every breath I could manage, I made sure he knew I didn't want to see him again. It was the only power I had, and I used it to fight back. My father was threatening Seth, saying he was just going to get his gun, but Seth just kept screaming about how he was being punished for saving my life as he saw it. So my father grabbed him and physically forced him to leave. Why is she doing this in a note? Like, I can understand maybe, like, not being ready to talk about it, but, like, this is some personal shit that is more than what you should put in a note to somebody. My father drove me to the hospital. I suppose the only time he can act like a good guy is when there's an even worse person around. So why didn't he act like a good guy when James was around him? They gave me pain medication, and not too long after, it became clear that I was no longer pregnant. It felt like everything was my fault. Holy crap. Shortly after this all happened, I started cutting myself. I hated myself more than anyone. Every time I looked in the mirror, I saw someone who was broken, damaged beyond repair. Close quote. He didn't even start a new paragraph. I had to stop reading for a moment to collect myself. Tears were falling down my face. I don't think they were. I imagined her eyes vividly in my mind. The ocean wall of tears I had seen behind her eyes, and the sadness I felt from her, was being laid out right in front of me. She wrote about her life falling apart, and the more she explained, the more everything seemed to come together. Actually, it doesn't, because I don't understand why a girl like this would even, like, entertain the thought of being in a relationship with a manipulative person. Maybe she's too young to, like, know better. But she's been through some shit, and the last thing that this girl needs is a relationship. But James doesn't seem to give a shit about that because he's selfish. Clearly. I continued reading. I went to Mrs. Robertson with all this information, and she turned her back on me completely. So remember when James called her, like, the best, like, psychoanalytical help ever? She was convinced that I got Seth to punch me so I would lose the baby, and she was clearly holding me responsible for a life that I couldn't. She could barely even look at me. God damn it. Oh, it keeps going. This is a long-ass fucking note to slip into somebody's pocket. Did she just, like, fold up 3 pieces of loose leaf paper and would just, like, shove it into the pocket? That's the sound of paper being shoved into a pocket. My father treated me different after all it happened as well. He, too, acted like I was at fault for how things wound up. Just like Mrs. Robertson. No shit. Despite me never asking for any of it. I have no idea if I would have gone through with the pregnancy. I felt like I was willing to adopt them out, adopt the child out, once they were born. Oh my God. But Seth didn't ask me what I wanted. James, I'm sure at this point you may be wondering why I was with Seth when we started talking. The pregnancy was over a year before I even talked to you, so obviously I got back together with him. Oh my God, show don't tell. It really is hard to explain, but I'll do my best. Oh, please don't. Just shut the fuck up. God damn it. The reality is I had no one left. I couldn't talk to Mrs. Robertson about my cutting or depression. I couldn't talk to my dad. All I had was Seth, who didn't even have to ask me to take him back. I freely went to him because he was the only person who was even willing to talk to me. How many times do you have to fucking say, like, he was the only person I could talk to? I felt like no one else felt I was worth anything. Fuck me. Despite him making me feel horrible, both emotionally and physically, he at least acknowledged my existence beyond the few words I could get from anyone else. After everything, I felt he was all I deserved. That's when I noticed you staring at me in class like the creepy bitch you are. I didn't think you would ever give me the chance once you discovered me, but you did. You pulled me away from the horrible life I had found myself living and made me feel happier than I knew possible. How? You're only telling us that they did this. You haven't shown any way for them to, like, fucking be together. Like, you're just saying they're together and they're good together, so that's it. Ugh. My life before I knew you seems more and more like some long, painful nightmare. It was a nightmare that I don't have to worry about slipping into anymore. I'm so tired. I trust you, James. Please, I can't. I'm sorry. What? I dropped the note, staring only for a moment at it in my lap. The more I read, the more I wanted to hold her. I just wanted to be there to take her away before any of these things could ever have happened. Let me read that again. I just wanted to be there to take her away before any of these things could have ever happened. Okay. Without a second thought, I crammed the note in my pocket and began walking quickly towards Abby's 1 ST period class. You're so fucking lazy you can't write the word first out. Approaching her class door, I aggressively pulled it open and walked across the room towards Abby. Her teacher screamed, "Excuse me, son," and one of the students yelled, "Oh God, not again." Yeah, that probably freaked them all out. I ignored both of them, grabbing Abby by the center of her back and back of her leg, lifting... My brain just fucking, like, got stabbed in the head. My brain's head got stabbed. I ignored both of them, grabbing Abby by the center of her back and back of her leg, lifting her up to wrap her legs around me. In the middle of class? What the fuck? She said, her voice shaking. James? I sat her on her desk and pulled her neck towards me, kissing her deeply and passionately, ignoring everything but her. You are psychotic. You are fucking-cotic. Guess what? I'm 69% of the way done. Ew, I drooled. Unacceptable, the teacher screamed angrily. Ew, I got a cat hair in my mouth. As the class erupted with "Ooh!" just like I had heard in the earlier fist fights. It was the first time I felt anything positive from hearing that sound. Sure. No! I continued to deeply kiss Abby, sticking my tongue in her mouth. She sucked on my tongue, matching my passion. Who sucks on another person's tongue? That is the grossest thing I've ever heard. You don't do that. You don't do that. That's like the worst, like, that's such a bad way to kiss. Who sucks on people's tongues? Has anybody ever done that? I've never in my life fucking sucked on somebody else's tongue! How do you even do that? Like, I don't know. Greg's a lousy kisser, I guess. Doesn't surprise me. She bit my lip, and I bit hers. We were disgusting and beautiful together in the same instance, showing no shame for our raw passion. Why is this happening in the middle of a classroom? Like, he's basically, like, dry humping her in the middle of a classroom, and nobody's doing anything about it? except saying, "Unacceptable!" The teacher nearly lost it as they screamed, "Oh my god. Are you looking to get suspended? This is a classroom." Yeah. Yeah. Oh, God. I pulled slightly back from Abby and asked, "Through everything?" She replied with a huge smile on her face. "Absolutely everything." I then grabbed her again by the back of her leg in the middle of her back to sit her down again. Oh my god. Like, you lifted her up out of her seat? How is that possible? Like a high school desk, like, that has a thing over it, and, like, you have to, like, squeeze yourself into it. You can't just, like, lift yourself out of the desk. Greg, fuck you, infinity. I turned to the door and walked out. I could hear the class continue to react in an uproar over what they had just witnessed as I walked away. Like, the teacher! Ew, such a big spit bubble on my phone. Off in the distance behind me, I could hear the teacher screaming outside their classroom. "Is anyone going to do anything about this?" But he was the only... he. So, outside... Ugh, fuck you! But he was the only staff member around. Class was still in session. Right, which is why you shouldn't fucking make out with your girlfriend in the middle of class. Like, I don't even think people have ever done that, like, even as a prank. And he just walks away, no repercussion? Because the teacher doesn't know, like the teacher would, like, write them up and send them to the principal's office. The teacher has the power to do that. Walking back into Mr. Hansen's class, I was greeted by a bitter and sarcastic tone. "Did you have a good squat?" I ignored him, grinning as I returned to my seat. Fuck you. I swear to God, fuck you. During the TA period after, Mr. Hansen got a phone call and looked immediately in my direction. "James made out with a girl in her class?" he said. Good. Mr. Hansen stared at me and continued, "Well, he said he was going to the bathroom. He looked up at me." You just said he stared at you and now he's looking up at you? God. While covering up the phone and asked in a loud, whispery tone, "What exactly did she write you?" How the fuck do you know that? Before I gave any response, he looked back as if listening to the phone and said to them, "Never mind. Anyway, long story short, I think this place could benefit from a little distraction, don't you?" Oh my God! The voice on the phone sounded outraged, so he continued, "Well, you may as well just call winter break his suspension because it's the last day anyway." Oh my God, no repercussions for anything. Oh my God, fucking James. The person on the other end went silent and hung up. How do you know that? Mr. Hansen looked up at me and said, "You really are something strange, kid." I smiled, having just seen a glimmer of a real human being inside Mr. Hansen for the first time that day, and replied, "Thanks for sticking up for me." He then said, "Consider us even." Like, what? What, even? Even? What the fuck? I smiled and returned to grading the papers I was assigned. Aren't you still in class? Like, aren't you still in history class? Why are you all of a sudden grading papers? Ugh! Sorry. Oh my God. I'm gonna make that the thumbnail of, like, the phone falling on my face. I'm holding Sadie's tail. And he added, "Let's just hope I don't get beat up after class for that like you did, though." I laughed and he chuckled to himself. Okay. Let's see how long chapter 14 is. Oh, chapter 14 is a short one, so let's just fucking finish this, okay? Here we go. Chapter 14! Every second felt like 10, but finally gym class had arrived. Abby approached me, talking as she came close, sorry. Thank you for the display, Romeo. Now the whole school is talking about us. I replied, one of the best decisions I ever made. You fucking moron. She wrapped her arms around me and whispered in my ear, I can't wait till we get home. We're going to have sexual intercourse. Once again, stunning explosions illuminated my mind. What the fuck does that mean? My body felt like it was being lifted off the ground. I felt untouchable. Woo! Okay. I kissed her deeply as a voice interrupted. Hey, aren't you suspended, kid? It was the substitute gym teacher. I replied, I guess I am. How does the gym teacher know that? How does a substitute gym teacher know that? He said, see you after winter break, get out of here. I looked at Abby and she said, I guess we won't have to wait. Oh my god! So creepy. She began to follow me out. The sub saw us both leaving and said, hey, Abbigale, you have to stay. She replied while smiling as she continued walking out. What are you going to do, suspend me? God damn it, these kids have no fucking respect. Why should I root for them? The teacher stood there looking dumbfounded. Oh, thank you for that. Oh, I couldn't believe that. As the doors slammed behind us, he feared the rest of the class would follow suit. How the fuck do you know that? How do you know that? You're not in the same room as him anymore? Ugh. He quickly turned to the remaining students and said, don't you think about it, I will call your parents. They responded with a disappointed awe as he proceeded by throwing out sports equipment for them to half-heartedly utilize. Oh my god! You just said you are the fucking first-person narrator and you just said you left the gym. So how the fuck do you know what happened when you weren't in there? You psychotic piece of shit. You just went into third person all of a sudden. This cat is so goddamn cute, I can't stand it. Thank God she's up here. Thank God there's a cute thing I'm looking at right now. I infatuated with one another. Abby and I struggled to make it to our front door. Oh, so they just fucking ran home then, I guess. We left our jackets in the hallway and were kissing heavily, even as I turned the key to let us in. Yeah, that kind of shit only happens in movies. I have never, not gotten my door open before resuming the stuff. She jumped on me and wrapped her legs around my waist. Okay, she wraps her legs around his waist, on average, 6 times a day. I slammed the door behind us, kissing her as I carried her to the bedroom. Here it comes. Without hesitation, she pulled her shirt and bra off, revealing her naked breasts, and continued to kiss me. Well, that's kind of what happens when you take your bra off. Breasts are naked. We collided with the bed as if we were one. Silently crashing together, our hands running up and down each other's body. Okay. She pulled off her pants as I removed my shirt. Before I even had it completely off, I could feel her kissing my stomach as she removed my pants. Okay. I don't know where they are, in accordance to the bed. She took her pants off, and now he's taking his shirt off, and she's taking his pants off while he's still on the bed, because that doesn't fucking work, really. I mean, it does. You're on top of him, but even then, they have to, get their legs out and all the... I'm sorry. Listen, like I said, there's a sex scene in my book, but it's well written. I wrote it, most of it I wrote drunk while in the Dominican Republic, so I think it's good. We were completely naked in bed, sliding our bodies together. I whispered in her ear, hang on to something. So she immediately grabbed onto the bed frame as I made my way down past her breasts, slowing as I passed her hips, tasting her skin every inch of the way. that was a run-on sentence, and it was ridiculous. But I would like it if somebody told me to hang on to something. But now that's sullied because Greg apparently says it. Damn it. She moaned over and over, many times softly, with a sense of warmth in her voice. Other times her voice would surge intensity into the room, sounding so perfect, as if I were listening to an orchestra, hitting every note with precise execution. I didn't stop. I couldn't stop devouring her till she began gushing and screaming wildly beyond control. Okay. It was only then I returned to look deeply into her eyes. You returned? Okay. She was begging for me to go even further. Cool. I firmly grabbed her waist and slid my hips slowly up her now soaking legs. Fuck, what the hell did you do? Why is her legs all wet? Gross. She greeted me as if she had been waiting her whole life. Oh, waiting for her whole life for just your dick? Fuck you, James. Digging her fingers into my back. That's not how. Okay. Scraping her nails across my skin as she moaned, her body connecting perfectly with mine, moving in sync, experiencing pure ecstasy. Is anybody, hot right now? 'Cause I'm definitely not. This is so, it's like a sex scene in a young adult novel. Which, fuck you, Greg, really? Really? But it's also so what? For the rest of the day, we made love more than anything else. Ew, don't call it making love, Greg. Ew, I don't ew. Having only a few moments to drink water and recover. Come on. Really? 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 Oh. We couldn't make it more than 20 minutes without finding ourselves clashing together once more, losing ourselves completely to our desires. Really? Really? You just need water to recover? Come on now. Come on. I've had some marathon moments, but not like that. Like just to drink water and recover? Come on. Do you even know how sex works, Greg? There's more than a recovery period. I don't know. All day you make I've never dedicated an entire day to just banging. I have shit to do. As the day passed us by, we found ourselves absorbed into each other perfectly. No fucking shit. And we both knew that from that point on, we could never truly be apart. Every piece of me now had a small part of her sewn in with a thread stronger than the pieces themselves. Fuck you and that fucking metaphor bullshit, sewing each other together. That's like that Aqua Teen quote, where he's with the frat boys. He's like, I want to be a part of you. I wish we could sew ourselves together. That's my favorite quote from Aqua Teen. Anyway, this is just another, one of Greg's delusions on how he really thinks, love is and how, sex making is. And I don't know, you have that, honeymoon period where when the start of your relationship and, if you sleep together, some people don't, that's okay. But if you do sleep together, you can't, there's a moment you can't keep your hands off each other, you want to bang all the time. And that's great. But it's again, he's putting all his eggs in one basket. All of a sudden, they're so perfect for each other and blah, 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 all this bullshit. But what happens when that honeymoon phase, lets go? because it goes away. But you know, like from knowing Greg and how he operates, like he tries to, like he wishes he was in the honeymoon phase all the time. Like all of this shit that he's describing is like an idealized, like crazy notion of what relationships should be, and there's no building of people together. It's just like we're perfect together and that's the end of that, and it's weird, and I don't think it's like it's not a good lesson to be teaching like younger readers. So that is 3 chapters. It's fucking 1 o'clock. Why is it 1 o'clock already? Oh right, because I went to the gym. Okay, so I'm gonna ow, your stupid foot is so stupid. I hate it. I hate your foot. All right, so that's it. I'm gonna go. Thanks for watching. Later, bitches.